Hey guys, so I'm jumping on to explain to you the May assignment options that we have. You can find the whole slideshow under the May assignment topic in our new classroom. This topic is also where I will have the assignment turn in for you. So please don't email to me unless you absolutely have to. Turn it in on Classroom. And it'll all be in one place no matter which topic you pick. So it'll be a little bit easier for all of us. When we go into the slides, this is what you're going to see. So I already included frequently asked questions I've either gotten or expect to get. And we're going to run through those real fast. So May points are due to the classroom or physically turned into the office by May 15th. There are some mini due dates that are suggested in there if you wanted more structure. However, you do not have to stick with those. I won't be checking. Asking questions by Zoom is going to be the easiest. However, that's not again until next Tuesday. So if you need to, please shoot me an email. Asking questions on the classroom is actually the hardest because those emails get lost a lot easier in my inbox. There are no point goals for May. You're just going to pick one of the assignment options that we're going to run through real fast as your overall assignment for the next 2 weeks. And number 4, can you do something else? There's not going to be any alternate assignments. I did allow that for April because it was easy for me to kind of take time and approve those and figure out what everyone needed to do. However, we're on a shortened timeline now, and there are enough options here that you should be able to find something that fits. Number 5, are you passing? So everybody was turning in all their April assignments, which is great. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to go through them. I will be emailing classes one at a time. So I'm going to start with 8th hour and work backwards. Sorry, first hour. And I will be emailing you specifically if there are things I still need from you or if I'm nervous about you getting an incomplete grade for the quarter and the semester. If you do not receive that email from me, I will email the whole class once I'm done going through all those grades, and I will let you know that I have reached out to people that need to be reached out to. Otherwise, please proceed with your May assignment. And then if you're behind, so if you maybe got a late start on the April work, or if you didn't get a paper copy from the office until later, just shoot me an email and let me know so that I am aware. Oh, there we go. All right, so these options are going to be good for physical science or biology. It does not matter which one you are in, except for the textbook options. Make sure you pay attention to the right chapters for your book. Otherwise, it won't make a whole lot of sense. So the first 3 options are from your textbook, if you happen to still have it. And we'll run through that when I get to that slide real fast. Okay, so textbook option number 1, because of some difficulties with the first few sets of assignments, everything for this set is going to be handwritten. We're not going to be typing anything. We're going to be doing handwritten assignments for it. So you will be submitting pictures or turning in actual paper copies to the office when they do their next round of drop-offs. So this is going to be very similar to what we had for our March assignment. You're going to pick one chapter and you're going to do notes on the 4 sections. Each chapter has 4 sections, so it doesn't matter which chapter you pick. And you will do the section review questions, so like the 4 questions at the end of each section, along with the chapter review if you're in the physical science book, or the chapter assessment if you are in the biology textbook. You do not need or want to do the standardized test practice or the standardized assessment. We're just going for the overall textbook one, not the tricky one. And additionally, you're going to need to do one more current event. So this is the exact same as the March assignment. You just get to pick the chapter you're covering. And then the suggested schedule is that by May 8th, so this Friday, you would have section 1 and 2 of whatever chapter you're working on done, section 3 and 4 by next Wednesday, and then the test and current event done by Friday the 15th. Option number 2, using the same textbook chapter options, you're actually going to make mini posters. So just one piece of notebook paper or one piece of printer paper for each section. These are not going to be as detailed on information. However, you will need to have drawings and illustrations and have color and try to capture the major idea from the chapter with whatever important vocab was there. And you will need to take up pretty much the whole page with this because There should be a whole page worth of notes if you're going to be handwriting the notes. Then you will also do a current event to turn in with the 4 pieces, 1 piece of paper per section from the textbook. And this follows a very similar timeline to option number 1. Option number 3 is to take the big idea from the book chapter. So if you're in physical science and you're doing the chapter on the sun, moon, and earth relationship, then you could have an example I kind of like threw out here. Like the sun could be one of your main characters, and then you would have a drawing to go with each page and then a few sentences explaining like the storyline. You're going to make a children's book with 10 pages, and that's not 10 pages front and back. Like one front is a single page. And you need to cover a big topic from the chapter and kind of simplify it towards like a children's book type thing within those 10 pages. So you would just need to complete 1 page each day until May. Here are the chapter options that you can pick from either the physical science or the biology books. Physical science, if you happen to drop your book off already at the school, I'm sorry, then you're not going to be able to do any of these options. I have more coming for you. Biology, if you already dropped your book off at the school, you have additional options. In the resources section of the classroom, I added in the slides from the sections we hadn't covered in class yet. So they're on ecology, ecosystems, and evolution. And you can choose any 4 sets of notes from those slides to go ahead and take your own notes on instead of a chapter book. You will not have section questions or a section test. However, they're also going to be a little bit more difficult to read into just because there's nobody there really explaining it. So it'd be interesting, but it's definitely doable. Physical science, I didn't throw your slides in there because honestly, they need to have a lot more explanation, and it's harder to do without that. So these are your options that you can pick from if you choose to do a textbook. If you choose to do something else, here are the less specifically science related ones. So the first is a science journal, and it's not really an actual journal. It's just what I want you to do is for 8 days between now and May 15th, I want you to spend 20 minutes in a space that you're not spending all of your day in. So not on your couch, not in your bedroom, go to the basement, go to the attic, go outside, wherever it could be. And I want you to keep a running list of just observations. So those are things that you can see, smell, hear, touch, or taste, although be very cautious about tasting random things unless you're in your kitchen. And then questions, so kind of like a brain dump. Ask any questions, but don't repeat these questions over and over throughout your journal. And then any ideas that maybe you come up with, kind of like our engineering design process, to possibly make or modify something around you that could improve everyday life. What I'm looking for is half of a notebook page per day. So this much handwritten, taken up kind of like in a stream of consciousness. So not bullet points, but just keep writing until you hit that half of a page each day for 8 days. And then you would turn in those final pages to either pictures to the classroom or to the office. We're going to come back to the Wikipedia search and find. This is one of my personal favorites because this is exactly what I used to do as a kid, and I also literally played this as a game with friends in college. But we'll come back there. I'll walk you through it. Podcast learning. So if you have ever listened to podcasts, this one is nice and easy because you can listen to a podcast while you're doing other things. But you're going to choose podcast episodes. Either you can find them for free on iTunes through different apps, or you can also just find them online on topics that interest you and are educational. So educational needs to be the key, and I'm talking school type of educational. So you're going to listen to a total of 2 hours worth of podcast episodes. This can be 2 1-hour-long episodes. This can be a whole bunch of 20-minute episodes. They do not have to all come from the same podcast group. They can all be on different topics, but in total, it needs to be 2 hours worth of listening. And you're going to take notes on what you learned. So what you're going to write down on your paper would include the podcast title, so the title of the overall channel, the episode that you listen to, the episode length, and then notes that you take. I've included a link here that if you click on it, it'll take you to a list of suggested educational podcasts for high schoolers. One of my favorites also is Daniel and Jorge Explain the Universe. And that's a really great one about space. They're like quantum physicists who turned into cartoonists. So they're really good at taking these big, complicated space ideas and simplifying them down. But find something that interests you. And if you're not sure if it's educational, shoot me an email and I'll look into it. And all you'd have to do is 1 hour of listening each week to get that all done. Then if you're looking to improve your study skills, Crash Course actually has a set of videos on like how to effectively set yourself up for success for studying, setting up your supplies, taking notes, all those sorts of things. It is 10 videos long. In total, it would take you less than an hour and a half to watch all of them. And you would watch the videos and take notes on it. So this is 1 video a day through May 15th to get all of your work done. So it's 10 to 15 minutes a day. If you would like to skip the exams and assignments videos, there are 3 of those. Then you can find other videos that are related to study tips or something maybe that you want to work on. So sketchnoting is one of my favorites, where you're like learning how to draw while you take notes. Also, just any note-taking skills in general are really good. Study skills as well as memorization skills are like my topic suggestions. But you're going to write down the video title, the channel, and this is only if you're going to videos outside of Crash Course. You're going to write down the total length of the video and then your notes. So if you're doing the Crash Course videos, you're just going to write down the title of the video and then your notes. And again, 1 video a day through May 15th, and you are done. The last one is Teach Me Something. So if there's something you're really interested in, it could be cars, it could be dinosaurs, it could be crocheting, it could be organizing your clothes. Whatever it is, if you feel really strongly about it, then you can create a 10-slide presentation, which would need to include pictures, or a 5-minute video of you explaining what you know, why you like it, and tips or tricks for someone who knows nothing about this topic. So pretend like you're explaining it to like a 2nd grader and trying to get them interested in it so that they grow up and are interested in it as well. You can also research something if there's something you're really interested in learning more about. Maybe it's nutrition, maybe it's space, whatever it is. You can do just a little bit of research on it and share it similarly in a 10-slide presentation or a 5-minute video, and share why it's interesting, why you think people should know about it, and what you learned or where people can find more. This one does not have like a suggested timeline because it's kind of just on your own. You kind of just need to pace yourself. So going back to the Wikipedia option, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a science word. So I'm just going to type space. And you're going to write that down this way on your notebook paper. And then you're going to write 3 bullet points from something you read about in here. So all these articles can be pretty long. Maybe there's something specifically that interests you, or maybe, oh, that's a big spider coming down from my computer. Anyway, I'm not going to panic. We're good. Oh, gosh. So, can't kill it because he's so big. I can't delete this video either. I don't have time to do another one. Okay, anyway. So, let's say you want to just read the summary about space, or let's say you're interested in Einstein, jump down to him and say, okay, what did Einstein have to do with space? Oh, my gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm good, guys. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. This is a big spider. I don't know where he was living. Okay, so dang it, I don't have time to re-record this, so we're just gonna go with it. So you can write down just 2 to 3 little tidbits of information you learned from this section or from any of the section. Maybe you're interested in the physics part of it. And then you're gonna pick one of the highlighted words that's not a person and not a place, and you're gonna click on that once you write down 3 bullet points. So we're gonna do general theory of relativity. You would write that phrase down next on your page and write down 2 to 3 bullet points about general theory of relativity. Sorry, I'm just making sure he's not going to eat me. He's behind my computer. Okay. So for this one, there's like a lot of intense stuff. Like, I don't think you really want to go through all the math here. So maybe we just do Time travel. That sounds super cool. Not a whole lot of information there, but this traversable wormholes. Once I write down 2 to 3 bullet points, this sounds really interesting. So I clicked over to wormholes. Oh, this isn't. Oh no, it is on its own page. Okay, so then wormhole would be the next one, the next word that I write down, and I would go through that. So what you do is you would do that for 30 terms, which sounds like a lot, but honestly, you can probably read through sections of each article in 5 minutes or less. So this is one of the quicker but also really interesting versions of the assignment. And all you need to do is 3 terms per day through May 15th to get it done. Again, when you're all done with your assignments, you are going to go and turn it into Google Classroom or physically turn in your copies to the school if you're going to go do like your locker clean out or turn in other textbooks there. Otherwise, it has been a really interesting year, guys. I'm sorry that we didn't get to do some of the other cool things, but I'm excited for next year. And if you have questions, I'll see you either on Zoom or shoot me an email. Bye.